must be below the knee. Bend bottom leg, bend. This is her tail. This is what covers her leg basement. Under, like that. So see how everything's covered? I'm going to rewind that for you. And down. Now, if it's not below the knee and I drape up here, see what happens when I bend her leg?
The lady parts.
Yeah. So you got to keep that sheet below the knee. And bend. Pull her tail over. And she's all covered up. And if this is my first time stretching someone, I let them know they're all covered. I get this hand out of the way because I need to get here and block her hips. So even though she's pregnant, I can come around the baby and up. So you want to try to keep your knee as much in alignment with their shoulder as you can.
So you would let the hip roll some?
Well, I'm gonna modify.
Okay.
Just chill. So I can block her with my hips and stretch her this way. Bring my shoulder forward just like you guys were doing. And my arm can slide down to the hammy and stretch. Number 2. On the shoulder and extra stretch. And you're telling them relax their neck, relax their belly, relax their butt. All right, now we're going into the hips. So you can sit, you can use a tool, you can kneel, whatever you need to do. I'm going to use a fist, slide in underneath her glutes. I'm going to anchor. And so I'm not in her midline, her butt crack. I'm on her glute where those muscles are attaching into her iliac crest. And so I actually kind of turned my hand like this because it was a little much for her, I could tell. See how I'm pulling her pelvic girdle over. This is good for people who have low back pain, sciatica, tilted pelvic girdle.
Breathe.
And down. So see, I'm using my leg as my third arm. And bend. And I'm gonna go an inch more lateral. Anchor.
Now that gap over the leg and the draping on that side.
What's that? You talking to yourself?
No, the exterior of the left leg is exposed during that section. Like, is there a way to close that gap a little better on the draping?
This one?
It was more open a little bit ago.
Okay. Well, there's only you and the client in the room,
Right.
so no one else is gonna see it.
I mean, if it's just like the outside of their leg, they're probably not too worried about like right here.
They're worried about here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're in their hips, so they're like screaming in pain.
So more lateral, and she's walking on the outsides of her feet. Most women do, even when they're not pregnant. So they have wider hips or birthing. So women have wider hips, men have narrower hips. That's why men get more groin pulls than women. Also why women's ITs are usually more tighter than men's. And we're gonna do one more. I'll come way out on her SI joint, which stands for what? Sacroiliac joint. And down. Yeah. She has a lot of elasticity in her hips because she's getting ready to have a baby, otherwise she'd be dying. Okay, advanced students, we're going to do some anterior work while we're doing this. Okay, I'm going to bring my arm up right underneath her hip flexor. Pull. Roll it.
And your hand's still under the hip joint?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Will you grab me a thumb bee and a big T-sphere? I think the big T-sphere is over here on this big thing.
No, the purple thing.
So this is too hard on your hand. Use your tools. So you're gonna place either one of these. This is a little more squishier, but it's more targeted. And then I can just bring her out. Still below that?
Okay.
You can also do two tools at the same time. Depends how big your glute is. You get the bottom where the piriformis is, and the higher where the sacroiliac is. You feel that? Or you can just grab your thumb bee and not the T-sphere and bring it back. Even more. Any feedback?
Can't think at the moment.
I mean, it feels really good because of my sciatic.
And release and down. Okay. And then get my sheets, shake it out. Now I'm gonna get ready for the pretzel. So you might restart your video so it's not too long.